Well, who the heck are you then, brother?
We are the Wolverhampton Food Bank in the city of Wolverhampton, serving the city of Wolverhamppt.
Now, you only get a few ounces of food in, don't you, really? I mean, what's happening here? Tell me a bit about it. How much food are you getting in?
We just had the Harvest Festival food in, and so that's been 3.5 tonne of food come from different churches all across the city, which has been a real blessing to us. You know what I mean? The food goes out as fast as it comes in, and in the last year we've quadrupled the demand. But, you know, we've been able to meet that demand with God's help. So, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I'm going around asking people if they think that the church is relevant to 21st century Britain. What about the church then? Are you making the church more relevant to 21st century Wolverhampton?
Well, I think so. I think Jesus gave the church the commission to go. He told the disciples to go, and he doesn't want us sitting behind four walls. And, you know, I'm a strong believer that the gospel is practical, and God wants us in every area of society, affecting the society, and one way we're doing this is by serving the city, by feeding, you know, thousands of people each year and serving the agencies across the city and being a witness to them, not only to the people we're feeding as well.
Do you think that this kind of service ministry, which is fantastic by the way, do you think that this gives an open door and open hearts to sharing the word with people?
Definitely. I mean, you know, we found that ourselves. You know, we've been invited to speak at team meetings in different agencies across the city, in the civic centre. You know, they've been so open to us, and we've always said we won't water down our faith. You know, we do a PowerPoint presentation, and the first screen goes up is God's heart for the city, and I can see these social workers looking at each other. But, you know, we say we're Christian, this is what we do. And just by blessing them and serving them, we've found they've been so open to us, and they say to us all the time now, we don't know what we do without you. You know, that's a secular organisation, that's a government organisation, so that's the job of the food bank, and it's doing its job, you know, to serve the city.
Do you see the need for this to continue in the next few years? Do you see this as a growing ministry, something that society is really going to need?
Well, definitely. I mean, at the moment, you know, with the benefit systems and way things are, and the government, you know, doesn't seem to know what they're doing themselves. You know what I mean? There's, you know, the benefits are in a bit of a mess, and it's great for us to step in there and say, look, we're here to serve. We're not here to criticise. You know, we're strong believers that you don't do that. We just want to go in and say, you know, we're here to help. We're here to serve, and you know, and bless the city, and you know, use us whichever way you can.
Last question for you, bro. Do you think that other churches, because you're kind of outside of churches, aren't you? You're independent from a church, as it were. Are they really happy to use you as a vehicle to bless their city?
Definitely. I mean, we've been doing talks all around the city in leafy areas on the outskirts of the city that really, you know, people don't know what really goes on in the city centre. And it's been a blessing for those, because we've had a lot of people come to us after we do team talks at churches saying, wow, we didn't know there was this sort of need in our city. And we overemphasise when we do the talk, look, when you give us food, you're part of what we do here. You know, we might head it up, but we can't do it without you doing your part. And by you blessing us and serving us, you give us the tools to be able to go and bless the people of the city of Wolverhampton. So you are a part of this as much as we are.
If you were to give me one prayer request, while I'm looking around here, if you can give me one prayer request to finish with, what would it be that I could get, you know, folks to pray about for you and the food bank here, which is mega? What would it be?
I think the prayer that people's hearts would be touched to it, that people would come to know Jesus. And that's the most thing for us. In every parcel we give out, we don't just give the food, we give out some tracts telling them, you know, with a little letter saying, with love from Jesus. And so that's the most important thing for us, that through it, people's hearts will know it's coming from God and it leads them to Jesus.
Mate, God bless you, and thank you so much for this interview.
God bless you.
Ta-ra, mate.